Hello,
Becca,
hello,
oh,
hello.
Becca, why don't you ever have like a little funny thing for me at the beginning?
Because I usually am like asleep when you call me or like doing homework and stuff and not I don't spend my days thinking of things to think on the podcast. I don't I don't know if I have said this on air before, but I do not like the podcast.
You do, you do. You
Okay?
love it.
I did use it for a school assignment the other day. I needed a
Oh,
portfolio of like different kinds of activities that I did and I used the podcast. So somewhere in the world, my grader knows about the pod.
amazing. Hopefully they like movies and musicals. They
Yeah,
become they become they
we'll
can
get
become our
another
third listener.
international listener. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do
Um,
you do you tell like your friends and stuff? Oh, I'm on a podcast. I do a podcast. I want to listen to my
uh,
podcast.
no.
Good, cause I don't either.
I don't hide it. If it comes up, it comes up, but
I totally hide it.
I
Oh
don't
my
really like
goodness.
shout it from the rooftops. We probably should be doing that.
I feel like it's more natural if we get like 12 random people from the middle of nowhere. Like strong listeners, you know. If you're listening to this right now, you're a true one. Like,
Hmm. Guess I'm a true one because I never
yeah,
miss an episode.
I don't even re-listen to them anymore. I used to play them, but now I don't.
Uh,
Just Hannah.
just me left.
This is really just like Hannah's audio journal that she
This is
gets to
for
like
me.
re-tap into.
This is for me, and I don't care. I will drag Becca and make her do this so that I have something to listen to. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Like, I'm new to the podcast listening game. Okay, like within the last year, within the last year or
2 years, at least.
2 years. 2 years ago was the first time I used Spotify. And then and then I only started listening to podcasts maybe like 6 months after that, or maybe a year after that. Probably it's like 6 months. It was probably into it a little bit. But so I'm still I have like less than 10 podcasts. Like maybe like five solid podcasts that I listen to all the time. Not one of them has everything that I love, which is, like they're each all centered on something. It's fine, it's whatever. But like our podcast is about everything that I wish people were talking about on podcasts. Because like
This is the podcast that Hannah's like they didn't talk about the thing I wanted to talk about. I will talk about it.
I'll talk about it. Because there are movie podcasts and there is one Broadway podcast that I have found that like I like to listen, but I like the content that they put out, but I don't necessarily like the person. So like I was like, let's, this is for me. It's for me. One day it'll be for YouTube, like I promise.
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise.
Pinky promise right now. There we go.
Oh, should we just get into it then?
Yeah, I don't have any funny little things. I
I,
probably do have funny little things. I just ain't thinking of this very
I do
moment.
all the work. I do all the work.
Well, it is for you. So
True. Oh. All right. Today, Star Wars, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I always
okay,
thought this was the Clone Wars.
okay. I was gonna say, at every time Attack of the Clones, like they don't attack in this one. They attack in the next one. That's why I always am like, all I saw this something years ago where it was like all the Star Wars is are named the different things where it's like
Yeah,
oh the like they're all switched around and it makes perfect sense when you switch them around
does.
but I feel like without knowing the rest of the movies that were going to come out, Attack of the Clones is a cool name, but
Hmm.
he knew the clones were going to attack in the next one. Why didn't they just save that?
Yeah, Yeah.
Because if it was movie coming out, it's called Attack of the Clones. You know that the clones are on the Jedi side, so you're like, oh, the clones are attacking the bad guys. No, the title is the other way around. The clones are attacking the good guys. What? That's crazy. What?
Hey, listen. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Because hindsight's 2020.
Did you know
Um,
I had never heard that phrase until the last month of 2019, where everyone was like, "Oh, hindsight's 2020." Like I'd never heard that before, but until everyone
okay.
started making jokes about it, and I was like, "What are you guys talking about? I never heard this."
Okay,
Or like, "Oh,
interesting.
can you hang out next week?" Oh, sorry, I don't have 2020 vision. Like, if only we did. That'd be crazy. Anyway,
Okay.
continue.
Yeah, I mean, the Clone Wars, like the clone army, always confused me a little bit. Like, for one, we don't remember all of the people's names and like who they are. Like I'm in this rewatch, I'm really trying to rewatch of all of the movies. I'm really trying to pay attention to who everybody is so that it all makes sense. Because when they're like when Obi-Wan goes to like figure out what the heck is up with these clones, they're like, "Oh, so and so ordered us to make them so that you guys could have them." And he's like, okay, like, and then they're like, oh, so and so, and he's like, this guy's been dead forever, and then, so like, I always confused how the clone army came to be, and then I'm like, oh, they just made them so that the Sith could take them and use them against them, which, spoiler alert, they do later, but not in this movie. So I was like, always confused, because then they're on the Jedi side, and I was like, so I was just always confused about the clone army.
My biggest deal was like, so they send Obi-Wan to go look for this assassin, right? He
Hmm.
finds him on this island that has been this planet that has been deleted by a Jedi in the Jedi archives,
Hmm.
which apparently has never happened before because the librarian was like, "How dare you?" Already suspicious. He finds the assassin, and the assassin is the face, literally the face, of a mysterious clone army that's been in the works for 10 years. That by a mysterious person claiming to be a dead Jedi. He reports this back, and he's like, I found the assassin. There's also a clone army that's been waiting here that somebody impersonated a Jedi that we found. That they're just like a clone army. But they're told that that's what they're fine. I found the assassin. Like he reports it back, and he's like, "There's no motive, so we can just use them." Yoda goes to the clones, and he's like, "There's no motive, we can just use them." And then they just use them. There is
Hey,
no
I
more
mean,
investigation that happens after that. They're all just like, "We need an army. Somebody made us an army. Somebody who, number one, deleted the location of the army. Number two, pretended to be a dead Jedi. And number three has ties to an assassin. We're just gonna use his army.
I mean, you're making valid points. This is what I'm saying. I was always confused by the clone army. But I mean, it works out for them for the time being.
For yeah, that one I always thought if it when they're fighting when they're in the like Colosseum space
Yeah.
and then the clones come and save the day, if that hadn't happened, I feel like everyone would be on my side where they'd be like, "Yeah, what the freak is the heck? What's the heck with the clones? Did Yoda use his see the future and was like, oh, Order 66, but also we'll save Obi-Wan in this very moment."
I
I,
don't
I
think
don't think it's that.
I don't think anybody saw Order 66 coming. But also, like, if you found this clone army under the circumstances that they did,
I
like,
would
okay, it's
investigate it a little bit more before I was
like,
like, yeah, let's just take them.
but what if you can't find anything? Are you then going to use the clone army, or are you just going to let it sit there?
I don't know. They've been sitting for 10 years. I might just let them
Yeah.
sit for a little bit longer. I feel like I
For what
would
purpose, though?
because I'm like, that's suspicious though. Like these genetically modified
Well,
clones for me
they
from
only
from
pulled them
10
out
years ago.
when they needed they absolutely needed them.
Yeah.
So it wasn't they weren't just like, "Oh, sweet, a clone army? Come
Well,
with us."
they pulled them out when they absolutely needed them, and then they were like, "Oh, clone army's dope," and literally spread them out everywhere the Jedi went.
This is true. This is true. They could have just put them they could have used them, put them back, but no. They kept using them.
I've additionally, when Obi-Wan is trying to find Jango Fett, and he's like, tell me where the planet is, my buddy from the bar," and he's like, "Yeah, I know where your buddy is. He's on this planet with, and the people are friendly as long as you got dough, right? If you got cash, they love you." That means that somebody paid, already prepaid for the clone army, an outrageous amount, which is another reason to be suspicious. How much money do you have to pay to get an endless, like, modified clone army? And then also, nobody contacted the Jedi for 10 years after that. They were just like, yeah, we trust you'll come back.
Yeah, I don't know. These are valid points. These are important questions that I mean, I'm sure somewhere, I mean, in the lore, everything is explained. But for now, we just gotta go off this movie.
I guess. I have seen several seasons of the Clone Wars. I haven't finished it, but also that was forever ago, so I don't remember what happens. I remember some of this. That's all I remember.
Hmm, amazing. Um, Let me tell you what I don't like about this movie. Obi-Wan's mullet.
There, so this
And Anakin's stupid little ponytail.
he that
Get it
when
out of here.
in the first movie, Obi-Wan has the exact same haircut except for his braid is way long.
Oh, same haircut as Anakin.
As Anakin.
Okay. Yeah.
Anakin then gets the Padawan haircut. What the whole time in the first movie, I thought his little ponytail was his Padawan braid, but because it's just like folded into his clothes the whole time.
Mm,
But no, that's just like what they have them do with his
yeah.
little stupid little. I hate it.
Little little dumb
Which
ponytail.
he
What's the point of
abandons
that?
in the third one. He doesn't become a master, but before he was not going to become master, he abandoned the haircut.
What?
He has long hair in the third one. He's
Yeah.
still a Padawan in the third one. What is the point of
Yeah.
the haircut?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm agreeing with you. Like, there's no point for this little ponytail and the
Did
Jedi
you
braid.
know kids who had Padawan braids? I
Oh
knew
my
tons
gosh.
of kids.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. They call them rat tails or little Jedi braids. Ugh, stop that right now. Terrible. Terrible.
Well, I was when we were talking about the first movie, I was gonna say, oh, there's only a few bits that I don't like, oh, this and that, whatever. There are a lot of bits I don't like in the second movie, even though I like the second movie more. I really hate. First of all, there's a lot more Padme, so there's a lot more to hate. I love her
Mhm.
outfits though. When they go out and they're like, ah, taking you away, secret, whatever. First off, it's not just Anakin and Padme. There are other people there. They're being a little like obvious, and they have
This
someone marry
entire
them
movie,
too.
this entire movie is like they're sending weird mixed signals the entire time. I'm like, no wonder their kids were kissing each other because they're both giving off weird, weird energy and like weird mixed signals the entire.
Here's the thing though. Obi-Wan obviously knows by the second movie, at least towards the end,
Mm,
because he definitely knows at the beginning of the third movie. Um, like when when he first meets Padme again, he's like, "It has been 10 actual years." Well, he was 9 in the first movie. It has
yep.
been more. than half his lifetime since you last saw him. Is he 19 in the second one or 19 in the third one?
And the second one.
In the second one, yeah. So 10 years. It has been more than half his lifetime. An entire half lifetime. And you're telling me you spent every day thinking about this one girl? I don't believe it. I actually don't believe it.
True
Then
love.
he sees her again. She's kind of. They live on. She's in the Senate. Like, she was queen and then she was in the Senate. So,
Yeah.
like, she's not exactly far away. Like, I feel like he could have seen her if he wanted to. But they meet and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've been thinking about you every moment that I've. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Oh my gosh, like." And she's like, "Hi, oh my gosh, you're that little boy I knew. That's so
Well,
funny." And he's like,
no, to be fair, Padme is very much like, oh,
"Yes,
Anakin.
she's excited, but
Yeah,
everything she says is like." You're that little boy I knew, and oh my gosh, I don't want a Jedi, and this whatever. And he's like, he does
listen.
stare at her all the time,
Yeah.
which I don't think is weird. Then
It's oh,
Obi-Wan intentionally is like, Anakin, you go with her, which already, whatever. He, I don't know if this is before they leave or whatever. They have like dinner or something, and she's like, aren't Jedi not allowed to marry? And he's like, but we're allowed to love. Like,
yeah. Yeah. They keep breaking up.
every line of dialogue that is like kind of like that kills me. So fun. There's so
Okay,
much of it in this movie.
that was one of the big reasons why people didn't like these movies is because they felt like the dialogue was clunky and, which I totally understand.
Everything Padme says, whether or not she's being the queen, is terrible. And then Anakin, he has like certain of his lines are like, I think when he's with Obi-Wan, his lines are like more natural, although some of them are weird. But like every single time he's even thinking about Padme, he's like, "Oh my gosh, Padme, I'm feeling a feeling," and oh my, or he's like, can you believe I just killed all those people?" Like,
Yeah, it's true. The stuff with Anakin and Padme was the only bit of this movie that I remembered. As I was watching this
it's a
movie, I was
lot
like,
of the movie.
yes, but also there's so much other stuff going on, like Obi-Wan finding the clones, and then the big Jedi lightsaber battle. Totally didn't remember that at all.
Remembering back on this movie, I remember the. Oh wait, that might be the beginning of the third movie. Is
What?
the beginning of the third movie where they're like they go into the spaceship and they're like, nope, that's the second one. That's the second one because that's when they go to the spaceship and then they're like, we're gonna go talk to these people, and then they never end up talking to them, and then they fight on the spaceship, and then they get
That could be
spaceship.
any Star Wars movie ever.
Yeah, okay, it's those fish guys that are bad guys that we were talking about earlier.
Uh-huh. Who is saying this?
Obi-Wan and Anakin are
Mhm.
in the spaceship. They're sitting in this like meeting place, and then the fish guys are like, we don't want Jedi here. Let's just kill them." And they smoke the place out, and then the Jedi hold their breath, and then they're like, "Oh, they must be dead now." After 30 seconds of smoke, and so they open it up for droids that could have gone in with the smoke anyway, and then. Like, there's this scene. I don't remember if it's the beginning of the third one or the beginning of the second one, but that
What does
is.
Anakin's hair look like?
I don't remember.
Oh,
But that is all I remember of the second movie.
it sounds like the
Even
second
if it's
one.
at the beginning of the third movie, that's all I remembered of the second movie.
Oh, okay, okay.
Going in.
Yeah, there was a lot that I didn't remember. I didn't really remember anything about Dooku either, which he is like the big baddie of this movie. I did remember the stuff about bounty hunters trying to get Padme because when people talk about this movie, they're like they needed to kill Padme. So Dooku hires a bounty hunter, who hires a bounty hunter, who gets a robot, who gets a bug to go kill Padme. So it's like that's like I remembered that. That's like this big chain that they're like you could have easily just taken her out. And then so it's like the second the bounty hunter that Jango Fett hired is like she's like dying. She's like about to say I was hired by so and so. Jango Fett takes the time to kill the bounty hunter when he could have been off getting Padme.
Yeah. He kills her and then he gets like to save his identity. And then they immediately find out his identity fairly quickly after that.
Yeah.
Also, he was watching the assassin he hired because he was obviously there.
hmm
He could have just killed that. He
This
watched
is what
her
I'm
get
saying.
those robots get the bugs.
This is what I'm saying. There's a lot of this one, I mean, there's a lot going on in this movie.
I do like
Um,
this one more than the first one.
I
With
do as well. I
lightsaber.
think this one though is in the public's opinion the least favorite out of the three. Like I think a lot of
Makes
people say that
sense.
this is their least favorite.
I think out of the three, this has the most moments that I dislike.
Such as
Every time Padme is on screen.
okay. Well,
I like when at the end I didn't ever remember like they're in like the Colosseum, which by the way, every time the bad guys are like, "Oh my gosh, it's the Jedi. You'll never kill a Jedi." And then they proceed to like completely they kill them as if they're like a droid. Every single time they're like, "No way you could kill the Jedi. Let's just smoke them out for 30 seconds. No way you could kill a Jedi.
my
Let's
favorite thing,
let's send a bear after them." Like,
my absolute favorite thing is in the first movie when little Anakin is like, nobody can kill a Jedi, and then it cuts and it's like Anakin then kills all the Jedi. It's my favorite thing. It's so funny. But yeah, you could definitely kill a Jedi. You could definitely kill one. I do think that the Colosseum bit you're talking about, we do not see a fight like that in any of the other movies ever. Like, there's so many Jedi. I mean, clearly because all the Jedi get wiped out, but like this is the only time we see a mass Jedi battle.
which is why like it's they do that in like I don't know if they do it in Clone Wars or I associated of it because of this, but I'm like that's what like Star Wars is before Star Wars was a bunch of Jedi mass fighting other people and it's like cool and stuff. But they ain't be doing that.
Well, I think the Jedi get sent on like missions and stuff, which is why
Yeah.
Anakin doesn't see Padme forever because he gets sent on missions. Even after they get married in this movie, like they're married, he doesn't see Padme for months on end because he's off doing missions.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Something that you probably really love about these movies is those transitions. You know what I'm talking about? The
Very Star Wars.
like PowerPoint.
I kind of love them. They're very
Uh,
Star Wars. I've seen no like when I see them in other movies, similar ones, I'm like, that's ridiculous. Just
yeah.
PowerPoint it like but in Star Wars you're like, oh
You're like, okay,
next like
naturally. Why wouldn't
because
they?
they're in the original ones as well.
Yes.
So I'm like it fits. Even
But
though I
like
still think it's ridiculous.
movies that also came out during that time didn't have those.
Yeah. It was cool.
So it just became a Star Wars thing. Imagine if they
Yes.
did those in like episode 7, 8. Like
One of those. The like graphic fade comes back.
yeah. Oh my gosh. It would be so funny. I was thinking the entire time, not the entire time, but like a lot while I was rewatching all of these, I was like, you know who we need to get to rewatch all of these is Tama.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh, our sister Tama probably doesn't even remember that Anakin is Darth Vader.
Nobody tell her.
Don't tell
We
her.
have to watch them in chronological order.
Chronological order. Oh my gosh. She'll probably,
One
oh my
hundred
gosh.
percent, she does not know Chancellor is Palpatine.
No, she does not know Palpatine. And she probably doesn't, she's probably doesn't connect that the little boy is also Darth Vader. Like, we need to get her to watch these. Oh my gosh, I want to be there so bad. Oh, it's number one on my to-do list.
That's kind of a tough thing to be number one.
Problem is, I need to be there for every single one. I need to watch her
Every
watch
family
these.
event for the next 2 years on one Star Wars.
Yep. Oh, so funny. Anyways. Anyways. Um, Anakin's mother,
Me.
dead. It's me. She dies in this movie, and this is really what sets Anakin down the path of darkness. 'Cause he's always like headstrong, wants to do what he wants to do, but like when his mom dies, he that's when the anger creeps in.
He's always, since the first one, when they're like, he's a bit old to become a Jedi, and Yoda's like, yeah, he loves his mom too much. Uh, and everyone's like, yeah, he loves his mom too much. And he did.
He did. Yeah,
So
because he he goes on a rampage and kills all the people that like took his mom in this one, and then the next one he
he's like,
kills a lot more people, and
who
anger
didn't
takes
even take his
over.
mom?
It's because of the love thing. He loves his mom, so he like freaked out
Yeah,
and killed everybody. And the second one he loved, or the third one, he loves Padme, so then he freaks out and kills everybody.
yeah.
Listen, that's why the
So
Jedi can't. They just can't.
when Anakin was like, we're supposed to live wrong. They've been
Wrong.
telling you that since day one.
Yeah, absolutely wrong. No, don't do that. Um, yeah. The Sith, the Sith. Okay, the Sith. It's like the good guys. The good
The
guys have
Sith,
blue,
the
the
Sith.
Sith. The
Yeah,
good guys have blue and green, and the Sith are red.
yeah.
There's a bunch of Sith in this movie pretending to be good guys, pretending to be actually, actually, correct me if I'm wrong. Because Palpatine is not, he's clearly a Jedi
He's
because,
not a Jedi. He's not. He's was trained as a Sith, but he was never like a Jedi. Jedi.
yes. So, okay, let's focus on Dooku then.
Yeah.
Dooku has an epic battle in this movie. Well, one of the best battles also because the best way to have an impact for a lightsaber battle is to do it in the dark. They do it well in this movie. They do it even better in the Kenobi show, Becca. You need to watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ooh,
Okay.
chef's kiss. But so Dooku, he's a Jedi, but he's got a red lightsaber when he's battling after he's revealed to be a Sith. So does he just have like a second lightsaber he like can pull out when he's with the other Jedi?
I'm not
Or
sure. I think like he probably just got a different kyber crystal. He was like, I'm not with the Jedi. I'll get a red one. Like I think that's what happened. Like they all chose to get a red one, and
but
then it just
correct
kept
me if I'm
being that way.
wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are the Kyber crystals like living organisms?
I'm not sure. If they
Like
were, that makes sense if they were to turn red.
turn red. And for whatever reason in my mind, that is what it is. So then
That
like
would make
because
sense.
it's kind of like the wand chooses the wizard, the kyber
Yeah.
crystal reflects the color of whatever Jedi you are. That's why Sith are red because they're all bad. And that's why
Uh,
there's only like green, blue, or also purple, I guess.
Rewatching this, the second one, when Dooku has Obi-Wan and he's like, there's a Sith Lord controlling all of the Jedi. And I was like, hey, he's like telling the truth and stuff. But I was like, is he actually good? And then like he continues to like be bad. I was like, oh, I guess he wasn't good. I know he's like separatist. He's not trying to be Empire. He's not trying to be Republic. And but then they kill him in the third one because he's like bad. But he's a Sith.
Yes.
Is he a Sith though? Because they're like there has to be a master and an apprentice. That would be Palpatine and Darth Maul, and then Anakin. So is Dooku a Sith? Because he's spitting. He's like, I don't want to. The Republic is bad because it's led by the Sith. That's what he tells everyone. Is he saying that to say that, or does he believe that? Because he's being separatist. He's not with. Well, he's kind of with, but not really with the actual Sith.
Palpatine?
Yeah,
I think he's with the Sith.
Palpatine kills him in the third one. He tells him to kill him.
Palpatine wants power
I
above
understand that,
anything else.
but they're always like, oh, there's the Sith come in pairs. That would mean Dooku's the odd one out. Where's his
Well,
Padawan?
I thought Dooku was Palpatine's Padawan. And
Darth
then
Maul.
Maul was Dooku's. Do we need a fact check? Let me fact check
It would
this.
have had to been the other way around, I think.
No.
Yeah, because in the first one, that is where Darth Maul is. I thought Palpatine was Darth Maul's master. He dies. Dooku is already a Sith at that time. That means there's
Okay.
three. Do some fact checking. Ask the
Google
ask the
does say that
nerds.
Palpatine is Darth Maul's leader. Let me see if I can find a family tree.
A family tree, a master
Yeah.
apprentice tree. Cause in my mind, Dooku is like not entirely with Palpatine, but then he is.
All right.
Like,
Oh, wait, no, these are the
'cause
good guys. We don't want that.
he's clearly against the Jedi, but I think I'm not sure. I only seen this movie twice.
Okay. We have Darth Plagueis.
Yeah,
Darth Plagueis then does Palpatine. Okay?
yeah,
Palpatine does Dooku and Darth Maul.
okay. But Dooku after Maul
No,
at the same time?
I think at the
That's
same time.
crazy.
And then
That's three.
Dooku's Padawans were Qui-Gon, but then on the Sith side had Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then we are caught up.
Okay, okay. Weird. I guess Yoda was wrong. They ain't always come in pairs.
Yeah.
There can be three,
There can be three. There's at least two. That's what I should have said.
at least.
There's
That's
at
probably
least
what
two.
he says, and I'm just remembering it wrong.
Yeah. Um, remember in the last episode when I was like, Hannah, you're so stupid. Obviously, they made 4, 5, 6 before 1, 2, 3. They knew what was going on. I found the note.
What was it?
In this one, they say, I think I actually didn't write down who said it, but somebody says, oh, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan says to Anakin, "You'll be the death of me." And I thought to
Yes.
myself, I wonder if they planned out if for for Darth Vader to kill Obi-Wan. And yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They definitely said that on purpose.
They did a lot of things like that where I'm like, that's clearly the movies there. Like,
Mm,
I
yeah.
like that. It's like it's like a callback, but it's like a call forward.
Yeah. Love. Love everything about it. I mean, yeah. This movie is good. I would say it's probably an 8 out of 10 for me. It's slightly above um Phantom Menace. Still very good. Very, very good.
Same with me, but like 7.5. It's not quite an
Amazing.
8. An 8 is a really good movie. I love you see this more in the third one, but like in the second one it's a lot of there. Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship is the best thing about the prequels. Like
Yeah.
it's like I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say. Like
For me, I feel like since there was so much going on, I spent most of the movie like really trying to grasp it and really trying to comprehend what was going on instead of like, deep diving into all the thoughts and theories, if that makes sense.
But like they don't actually spend a lot of time together. In the first one, they have meet once, I
Mm-hmm.
do believe. In the
Yep.
second one, they kind of chit chat a little bit. They split up. They meet back up at the end. Battle. That's pretty much it. In the third one, they're together for a bit. They split up, and then they're together, and then it can get splintered.
Oh man, I'm excited for the third one. It's gonna be a good chat for sure.
it's it's still in the theaters, I think, until what? Until Wednesday.
Yep. As we are recording this, it is the 20th anniversary re-release in theaters, and it is the highest grossing re-release in the theaters ever. Which,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think Hayden Christensen is the most loved man right now in America. He's just who doesn't like Anakin Skywalker at the moment? Hayden Christensen, because we're just off the coattails of the Star Wars celebration in Japan, and now we have the re-release of everybody's favorite from
May the
episode one, two,
4th is
three.
just around the corner.
And May the 4th is coming up. Oh man. Big stuff. Big stuff. Hayden Christensen. Ugh, he deserves every minute of it.
I think he looks surprisingly similar to when he
Yeah.
did when he was like that was like 20 years ago. He
Well,
looks
do you know
just
how
like
old he
that.
is? Do you know how old he is? What's your guess?
Late 30s, early 40s.
Older.
Older.
He is,
Mm,
sorry?
49,
No, he's 45.
45.
Yep. Or 44. He's either 44 or 45. He's 20 years older than
44
I
is early 40s. So
am.
20
Okay.
he's 20 years
He's
older than what?
he's exactly mid 40s. He's 20 years older than me, but I don't
Oh,
know when his birthday is. So, oh, you know what? Actually, he just turned 45 because he had his birthday at the Star Wars celebration. So, there you go. He's 45.
happy birthday.
Yep, they sang happy birthday to him. It's very cute. If you want, I can send you a clip.
You've sent me quite a few Hayden
Oh,
Christensen
it's in my
clips.
entire feed at the moment.
I believe
I'm
it.
addicted. I'm addicted. And listen, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I can't wait to rewatch these with Tama. It's gonna be a good time.
I had something to say about Padme
Oh,
when we were just talking about it and I forgot what it was.
rats.
I like her outfits in this one.
Oh, mm,
I think she wears some pretty dresses.
mm.
I can't remember what I was gonna say,
Okay.
but I remember that I was gonna say something. This
Rats.
is me every day,
You'll think of it in an hour, I'm sure.
and it won't even be funny enough to text you.
All right, well, what a good chat.
Just a little chat.
I love that we're finally getting into Star Wars. I needed
It's
it. I needed this.
been a while.
In a minute. Oh, can't wait till we get to like episode 8.
I have never seen episode 9, so
No spoilers. I won't give you any spoilers. There is something to spoil, but hey, no spoilers. All right.
okay.
Goodbye, Becca. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye now.